Welcome back, everyone. So before we get to the actual intro, this is how the vehicle came in. So you're gonna see it's very dirty. Plastic and trims are pretty much chalky, and what we're gonna do is pretty much try to revive it. So the owner does want a one step, but this vehicle is heavily swirled up, and with Tesla paint it is pretty much very soft. So sometimes a one step isn't even achievable depending on how soft the paint is, because it may leave a slight haze. But all in all, this will be a two-part video. So this will be a review on endgame compound, and for part 2 video it will be a ceramic coating video on how we install C6 Hydro, the professional certified coating, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully you'll enjoy this video, and let's get straight to the actual intro. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Gloss Garage, where we make detailing simple. My name is Sak, and today I have something special for you guys. So today what we will be doing is a quick demonstration and a review on the Detox endgame compound. Now with this compound, it's not a sprayable polish, but they did say with this specific compound is you use less if you want to finish down nicer, and you use more if you want more cut. So we will test that out. And here I have a very scratched up, let me back up right here. We have a very swirled up and scratched up Tesla, and we're here to do a one step. And if the one step can't be achieved in this scenario, then we'll do a two step. But yeah, I will be using the DIY Details 25mm DA with the waffle pad and endgame compound. Now in terms of the results I'm gonna get, we will see. And if I do need to add a true compound, I'll probably use Supreme Cut like I typically do. Put one dot of Supreme Cut and then just detail codes endgame to see if we could increase the cut capabilities and see if we can achieve the results that we want to achieve. If not, then unfortunately I will have to call the customer and just say, hey, does he want a two-step or still continue with the one step? But overall, the paint is very swirled up. He did at the time take it a bunch of times to a brush car wash, and this is the result that ended up, you know, becoming of what it is now. In terms of the plastic trim, in terms of the plastic trim, it's very chalky and oxidized. I'm going to call him and see if he wants to do a trim restore, because once we polish the paint, it's gonna look phenomenal. And then from there on in, it's like having a nice suit with dirty shoes. But yes, this is how the whole paint looks like across the entire car. And we will do a quick test spot. So let me set you down properly. All right, everyone, so let me see if I can position myself so that way I am not blocking the lights or the camera. So let me see if I could put this possibly here on the floor as such. Come around here, and hopefully, yep, should still be able to see all those swirls and scratches on there. And for this one, I'm gonna apply 3 dots pea size and see if that will give me, say, the one step ability. So I already put too much there, so we'll do that and that. In terms of the smell of the polish, it smells good. It doesn't smell bad. Kind of has, in a way, to me, it kind of smells like fabulous polish a little bit mixed with pop-up cut. I don't know, it just smells good. It's definitely like a fruity type of smell. I'm gonna dab out the pad, the polish. I don't know how they specifically say to do it, and I'm gonna do this on speed setting 1. I'm gonna spread it out. One thing about endgame, it does not stain plastic trim, so that is a great thing about endgame. But all in all, let's get ready to polish. I'm going to do this on speed setting 4 and try to get out as much defects as possible. probably with 2 pounds of pressure, just to see how much correction we can get. The other thing about Endgame, it is meant to be worked on pretty quick. It doesn't have a super long cycle. It's not like the gold standard polish or anything. So 3 section passes, maximum 4, which I ended up doing the 4th pass. Pretty quick, was just more of a jeweling stage. But all in all, in about 2 to 3 passes, it corrects amazingly well. From what I was told, I haven't used this yet, so this is my first time. This is everything that, from what I've seen Eddie's video and Jamie, the cleaner, talk about it. So this is my first time actually using it. I am using Iconic Rinseless with, this is a jobber towel from Detox, and I am wiping off the rest of this polish residue. And let's see what kind of correction we ended up getting. Now, in terms of correction, yes, we've corrected, wow, we've corrected a huge amount. Yes, there are some deeper scratches and rids on the paint, but we've corrected an insane amount of correction. Pretty much 50% of swirls and scratches gone. So this is where we were at. Let me put this up here so you guys and girls can get a better angle. So this is what we started with, and as we pan over to the right, this is the correction we got in just quick 3 section passes. Yes, are there some deeper scratches as you see there? Absolutely, that is natural, but overall we removed about, like I said, 60 to 70% of swirls and scratches, and this is exactly what we were looking for, and I'm sure the owner is going to be ecstatic. Yes, Teslas do have softer paints, but I did not leave any hazing behind that I can see, so all of this looks just great. But yeah, this is where we are at, and I'm going to try to do a 2-step with this just to do a demonstration on here. So I'm going to use the DIY Details wool pad, their black wool pad. That's something that I have new of. So let me swap out the pad right here. This is the black pad. So DIY Detail ended up switching over to Buff and Shine. Whoops, it just popped out, but I'm gonna clean it inside the pad washer anyways. But yes, DIY Detail switch over to Buff and Shine as their manufacturer for these pads, and now this actually has a bit of a concave, which is awesome. So that way we are able to get closer to edges. Of course, you still want to be safe around the edges, but it just makes it a lot more comfortable to go on the edges. So let me clean this pad out. So what we're going to do here is apply 4 big dots right there as such, and we're gonna just dab it out right here. That's what I'm gonna do. And where did we correct up to? We're gonna do this big section. Either way, we're using the wool pad, and I'm not gonna go down to the bottom yet, and I'm gonna cover up again. I was kind of uncomfortable showing the light, but let me just sit down the way I typically polish. Let me spread this out. All right, so for this part, 3 suction passes with the wool pad from DIY Detail, and let's see what we end up with. We may have some hazing, which is normal, and that is just because it is a wool pad. That is the nature of the beast. Overall, wow, we've removed a lot more swirls, and we did leave a couple of swirls of our own, which is from the wool in itself, which is normal. So pretty much we left our own defects, but in terms of correction, came out great. Pretty much minimal hazing, because as you see there, it's not as dark, rich, and blue as this side. Here is a little bit opaque, but overall, just a huge difference. And I left this area as such just to leave like a 50-50 comparison. So this is just with the DIY Detail gold waffle pad and endgame. This is what we started with, and this is with the wool pad. Yes, we did leave some hazing and some tick marks, but I am going to finish that down. All right, y'all, so this is awesome. All right, so endgame's the truth. So I ended up using one of the prototype blue pad, finishing pad, and that's the one Detail uses. But man, that's what I ended up using. So I just used endgame, 3 dots, and that is insane. That is awesome. So this is with just the wool, just the gold standard pad. Yes, it looks good, but we have a lot deeper scratches, a little bit more rids. This is a 2-step right here as we speak. Looks phenomenal. And once we come over here, this is what we started with at the beginning. So a bunch of swirls, scratches, and then here is endgame with just a 2-step. That looks gnarly. That looks awesome. That looks awesome. All right, everyone. So hopefully you all enjoyed this demo on endgame compound from the Detail, and this did a very, very, very good job. Of course, Teslas do have softer paints, but in terms of making the paint look almost perfect or pretty much perfect, it did a phenomenal job. Now, let me show you here. The owner did come by. I did explain to the owner, you know, hey, I know you are very specific with the way your vehicle looks and all that jazz, and I want you to see the difference between a 2-step and a 1-step, so that way he's able to choose which one, because the vehicle is heavily swirled and scratched up. But overall, in terms of what we did here, it just looks utter perfection. And then up here was how it came in. I did show him the 1-step on the hood itself, but the problem was that, you know, I showed him the 1-step and again the 2-step, and unfortunately he said, look, for his budget, he really can only afford the 1-step. And I said that is perfectly fine. Trust me, I know that you know, you're very picky with your swirl marks and stuff like that, but unfortunately with these Tesla soft paints, I can only do so much correction based on the hazy finish that it may leave behind, or the slight hazy finish that the 1-step is leaving behind. And he said that is perfectly fine with him, and that is about it. So we are still settling for the 1-step. Overall, though, I ended up 2-stepping the whole hood, just that way it looks like an even finish. But the rest of the vehicle is getting a 1-step nonetheless. So there will be heavier swirls and scratches, but that's about it. I just really wanted to showcase the endgame from the Detail, and it came out beautiful. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this type of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and all the products you could get down below at thehouseofrags.com. And I will see you all on the next one. Peace. Oh, and last but not least, we did use the blue foam pad from Gtechniq to finish it down. So it was just the DIY detail wool pad, and the second step was just the finishing pad from the Gtechniq, because that end game is super strong, and with just a finishing pad was able to remove the hazing left behind. But yeah, so I will see you all on the next one. Peace.